Hello guys, welcome back to this segment. So I have some more interesting stories. Thanks for joining back to watch the video. I hope your day is going well. So quickly, let's start with a very sad news involving one of our own, Paul Julius, 20-year-old Nigerian striker who recently moved to Cyprus to join the football club Enosis Neon Paralympics. And just yesterday, he was involved in a ghastly car accident and was reported to have died instantly. Why he died, the person in the opposite direction didn't die based on the reports. It was a head-to-head collision between his car and the car from the opposite direction. But the club has released an official statement talking about, how they plan to mourn the young man. And in their statement, they said from the entire family of Enosis Neon, it is with a heavy heart that Paralympics bids farewell to our team footballer Paul Julius, who was so unjustly passed away yesterday morning following a car accident. Paul has been an impeccable young, great footballer with high goals and ambitions. Paul, you will always be remembered and in our hearts, even though the days you were with us were few. The flag of our association will wave at large for 3 days in memory of our footballer. In the first official match, the team will play wearing black armbands, while at the beginning of the match, only subtle silence will be observed. We warmly thank everyone for the messages of sympathy and condolences, and our only thought is the footballer's family. As a building, we need some time after this tragic happened, and we will be back making Paul proud, who will be watching from above. So this is the official statement released by the Neon Football Club in Cyprus, stating how they are going to mourn the young man. May he so rest in peace, and condolences to his family. We pray for big hearts for them to bear this really, really great loss. But moving over to the next gist for this video, let me now inform you that uh, Nigerian Super Falconets head coach Chris Damjuma has now selected his final 22-man list for the Colombian World Cup under 20 Women's World Cup that's going to start from the 31st of this month and then ends on the 22nd of next month. The sad thing about it, maybe I wouldn't call it, maybe I shouldn't call it sad, but personally, it felt kind of sad to me, and it's the fact that a certain Irish Nigerian youngster, 16-year-old Reilly Simone, has been snubbed in this list. Obviously, if you follow the channel in the previous video, I talked about how Reilly was so excited in being mentioned as one of the players in the 32 players that were initially announced. But right now, she's not going to make it into that final squad, actually play in the World Cup. But again, she's a good player, a very talented midfielder. So the thing to do is obviously to keep her head up and then look to a brighter future. I'm sure she's going to get her time to get called up to represent the national team. It's her dream, it's her ambition to represent the national team. But quickly, guys, let me just roll out the names of the players that have actually made that list. And the goalkeeping area, we have Andalin Mwechi, Shukura Abakari, Faith Lana. And for the defenders, we have Shukurat Oladipo, Oluchi, Ohaibulem, Jumoke Alani, Comfort, Folorunshaw, Rofiat Imuran, Oluwabumi, Oladeji. And for the midfield areas, we have the likes of Adoyina, Choma Olise, Olushola, Shobowale, Joy Ibukwe, Shakirat, Oyinlala, and the attacking department, we have the likes of Chamaka Osigwe, Chamaka Okuchuku, Mary Nkba, Janet Akekoro Mowi, Aminat Bello, Opeyemi Ajakaye, Flourish Sebastian. So these are the 22 players that will be going to this World Cup. Remember, they're currently in camp right now in Colombia, in Bogota, and then they've already started preparation. They landed on Sunday evening, had their first training on Monday morning, and continued their training through Tuesdays up until today. They are still preparing. They have the plans to actually play two friendlies between uh, Australia and then Mexico before their first game against South Korea on the 2nd of September. So that's what's happening right now in their camp. And then let's leave that gist and dive into the one that concerns Ademola Lookman. Of course, Lookman has been heavily linked to a move outside of Atlanta, the football club that he so heavily, impressed last season in all fronts: Europa League, the Serie A and Coppa Italia. But in the last 24, 48 hours, Lookman hasn't really been settled in Atlanta. In fact, he earlier had to ask for the club to allow him some break for him to sort out his future, because at that time PSG showed tremendous interest in him, and then he couldn't really focus very much, so he was excused from the training. But the latest right now is that Lukman has now returned back to training with Atlanta effectively this morning. After talks with PSG, uh, seem to have reduced. It seems that the interest is no longer as huge as it used to be 3 days ago. So Lukman is now back to training with Atlanta this morning, and he's hoping to settle things with the club, because already his attitude during that time was perceived by the Atlanta hierarchy as unruly or as disrespectful to the team, who a lot of people would argue is the team that actually gave him everything, gave him the platform to shine, to show the world the class of a player that he really is. But again, he has been accepted with open arms into the team, as he continues to train with them and prepares for this weekend's game in their Serie A. But that's not to say that speculations have ended, because a number of clubs are still interested in trying to sign Lookman. The likes of Arsenal are the latest that have entered the fray. So Arsenal apparently inquired about Lookman's price, and then Atlanta told Arsenal that Lukman is within the range of 55 to 60 million euros, and Arsenal are willing to start negotiations, but their opening bid for Lukman seems to be around 55 million euros, which is a little below the asking price of Atlanta. But the thing is, Atlanta are not desperate about selling Lukman, because from the statement of their CEO, their priority remains to keep their best players, not to sell them out. So they are not, particularly worried about selling Lukman. They, in fact, would prefer him to stay. And one of the reports that also came out about Lukman and his decision to join the Atlanta training session back this morning is that the club are promising to increase his salary and then offer him a fresh contract that would see Lukman earn even higher than he currently receives at the club. So all of these are ways that Lukman's representative and the club side have now decided to make peace, so that there will be fresh new feelings between Lukman, his team, and then the club, the football club, because he's going to need that going into the season to perform at the top level. But that's the update for this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave your reaction for any of the stories. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and also share across to your friends. Stay tuned to the channel. More videos coming soon.